It's Ask Neil Anything Monday on What's the Deal, Neil? If you've got questions, Neil's got answers. Only on the Fox Business Network. If you don't get it, demand it.
Did someone retape that because they sound less enthusiastic? Maybe it's Monday. And you know what that means, where you can get to Ask Me Anything. So what is the deal with a very popular subject here, this whole bitter boomer segment we have?
Today, if you ask a millennial, how do you get out of the draft, they'll tell you to shut the window.
And all of you, get off my lawn!
The millennials are so dumb, they can't catch us. So many of them are pampered, loser, moron.
You knew that was going to cause trouble for Charlie because 19-year-old Christine wants to know why Charlie Gasparino picks on so many young people so much. He looks like a homeless person and sounds like my grandpa. Tell him to retire and shut up. Charlie, retire and shut up. JC agrees. You are sadly mistaken if you think your programs are enhanced by that loud, rude, vulgar, obnoxious Gasparino. He sets a new standard for Fox. Unfortunately, it's a new low standard. Well, I agree, but the guy's still here. Anyway, Tijan in New York City. Forget the other fogies. You're the one who's aging the worst of all. You have no voice, no insight, no mind, and no clue. That doesn't make you bitter. It just confirms that you should be buried, preferably alive. Really? Really? Bill in Florida, the downside to boomers staying in the workforce longer is the limiting of employment opportunities for the younger generation. Job growth is not infinite and is limited further by technology. So getting rid of the old fogies then opens jobs up? That makes no sense. Kelly on all the boomers. How about you all put a sock in it, take your prune juice, and take a nap? I'm talking a very long nap. I'm sick of hearing all of you. And I've heard a lot from you who wonder why I don't fixate on the market so much. I said daily market swings can drive you crazy. Step back, look at the big picture. The long-term picture, chasing daily trends, is no way to invest. I've said I haven't even done it when I was working at CNBC itself. Bobby in Milwaukee agrees. Finally, someone says what I've long believed. It is a mistake to get caught up in the day-to-day. Just don't do it. JFV at Gmail. You are correct. Investing long-term is far better than playing the market, but you omit the impact of inflation and capital gains taxes, which destroys much long-term thinking. Well, true enough, but I still say playing for the long term and the long haul addresses those concerns as well. All these taxes will unfortunately always be with us. They might get adjusted here and there, but longer-term investing is a way to beat that as well. Rusty in Las Vegas. Neil, you advertise your program as business news, yet on a day when the market took a dramatic plunge, you never mentioned the market until your program ended. That's a fraud, Neil. You are a phony. Did you not hear anything I just said? If refusing to obsess over daily market swings makes you a phony, Rusty, then so be it, guilty as charged. I think it's very dangerous to be worked up about it. Then Sheila in Rhode Island wants to know why I am getting worked up about airlines crowding more seats onto their planes. Admit it, Cavuto, the last time you traveled commercial was when your mom had you on her lap and they served meals on fine china. Well, Karen in Florida, you're just upset because you couldn't fit in these seats before the airline started squeezing in even more of them. Sorry, Fatso, it's the way of the world. Well, sorry, I don't know how big or small you are. It's not the way of my world. Anderson writes, if you were ever next to me spilling over onto my lap, I'd clock you. Either stay in first class or don't get on my damn plane. Do you want to be one of our bitter boomers? Anyway, James via ATT, you complain because the airlines are reducing the size of your seat so they can make more money. Then you complain that workers wanting more money hurts business profits. Typical conservative mentality. James, I don't get where you're coming at. The two are not mutually exclusive. I know what the airlines are up to. It's capitalism, good business sense, getting more seat bang for the buck. And they're making a fortune with all these extra fees and seats. I'm just pointing out that I'm not a fan of this money-making strategy. That's it. Tammy via AOL on why I even report on such matters. Neil, you are a very different type of anchor, covering things that no other anchor would. Perhaps you should consider the fact why they are not. Maybe they realize the stories are stupid, and so are you. Ellen emails, you're a moron who adds little value. And Ellen, you're an idiot who offers even less. Bosco writes, is that your name, Bosco? Neil, is it true you won your job in a contest? Yes, Bosco. One involving unmatchable talent, unmatchable charisma, and unmatchable sheer Hollywood hunk actor good looks. But enough about me. What are you doing? Meanwhile, Penelope in Nova Scotia. Neil, do you still think Republicans won't have their nominee by convention time? Yes, Penelope. The sheer number of candidates and the breakdown of delegates awarded makes it impossible mathematically for anyone to have all the delegates they're going to need by the time Republicans gather in Cleveland for their convention. It's just my opinion, but it's based on my math, or at least my read of the math. So take it as you will. George in Connecticut, I think you are an excellent TV host and interviewer. However, when you have multiple guests on your show and they all start talking at once, your show ceases being interesting. I switch channels immediately. Don't bother, George. The other guys are even worse. I'm like a noise oasis compared to them. Please don't go. Karen, Neil, you wear great suits and ties. Who dresses you? You're not going to believe this, Karen, but each and every morning, I do. Then there's Dandre Mills. Neil, you look like the guy I'd be happy to walk up to. I know you'd be nice. You just strike me as very nice. Tell me I'm right. You are right. But try pulling that with O'Reilly. He's not nice. Finally, Alexis in Arkansas emails, Neil, you are not funny, so stop joking. You are not insightful, so stop interrupting. You are not smart, so stop talking. So what you are is old, so start thinking of retiring. I want you to start thinking of never emailing me again, ever. I want you to go now, right now. Oh, wait. Gone?